Better late than never. Better late
I thought they said that.
than never.
I thought they said that there's a stereotype that Jamaicans are always late.
Yes, I think
Major
I've
stereotype.
been hanging out with too many.
There's no
Jamaicans,
truth.
apparently.
There's no truth to it.
Uh,
Absolutely none.
well, there's no truth to a lot of
It
stereotypes.
seems like Bernstein is always late.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are here.
But they say I'm a honorary Jamaican, so you never know. All right, so maybe there is truth to it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here again at 6 minutes after the hour of 12. I see SMG giving me some fingers over there.
I don't
Everything's
know
good.
what that means.
Periscope camera, only you two are on these two, so I'm going to switch back and forth.
What?
Don't try to figure it out. It's
What?
not a mic. Let's get to the show. All right. So right now, let's get the show rocking and rolling. Maybe, seeing that we're starting late. All right. We were going to start the show without you, and I said to Nicole, I'm like, if I start a show without you and start taking immigration questions, he'd walk in and freak out.
No, it wouldn't.
Sure you
Nicole's
would.
here. She's capable.
So why don't you step out the door and let's start the show without you? I'm just messing with you, man. All right, so we got Steve on hold already. He called, of course, by way of listening to 93.5 FM, 1-800-529-5465. We're going to rock and roll today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go straight into immigration questions. We're not talking about anything else. Nothing else.
SMG
Nothing
with
else.
good camera work today.
That's what I was trying to tell you guys over there.
SMG
All right.
with very good camera work. On Periscope, he's got all three of us on Spar Bernstein, Nicole, who you haven't introduced yet.
Right.
Because last, me and Squeeze, all in one camera shot. Good camera work, SMG.
Thank you. Appreciate
Social
that.
media guy. That is like super social media guy.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So anybody wants to see all three at once,
Not like Squeeze's page where you only see a few.
only see a few at
This
once.
is the better side of the room anyway. That's how I look at it. But anyway, listen up. Let's rock and roll. Can we just go to Steve and demonstrate what it is that we do here? We've got Nicole, all right? Okay, one of our associate attorneys here at Spar Bernstein. She's an immigration attorney. And, of course, I've seen her early in the offices and late in the offices. I'm just saying, All right?
I take
and,
back-
And we're going to get interrupted right now.
Yeah, I take back what I just said about SMG.
Why?
Because you did not pin from
It's
unpin.
right here.
You did not unpin it.
It's right here. You got to refresh.
Because you got to refresh. Every day you do the same thing.
You say it every day, bro.
I take back what I was taking back
Every
before
day.
about SMG. He's
Now,
doing a great
let's go
job.
back to the part where I was talking before I was interrupted. Let's go to Steve and demonstrate what it is that we actually do here at this time of the day at around 12 noon when we're not late. Let's go to Steve. Steve, what's your question for Nicola, one of the associate immigration attorneys here, and Brad Bernstein?
Nicole.
Yes,
Nicole, I'm sorry.
My wife, hello.
Nicole,
Hello.
yes.
Hi, Steve.
Yes, hello. My wife is a permanent resident. She got a criminal case in 2012 that was eventually dismissed in 2013. we met with an attorney for her to file for her citizenship, and he advised that we wait 5 years from the date of the conviction versus filing earlier. He said it's a possibility that we can get it earlier, but it was a safer bet to wait the 5 years. So our question is, was that good advice? Can it be done sooner? Obviously, with everything that's going on, we'd like to do it sooner rather than later.
What was the arrest for?
The arrest it was several charges. It was an assault third, which was a misdemeanor, and then there was a risk of injury because children were...
What was she found guilty of?
Nothing. All three charges were dismissed using the accelerated rehabilitation statute.
What state is this?
Connecticut.
Accelerated rehabilitation statute in Connecticut?
Did she
Yes.
did she have to admit guilt at any point during the accelerated rehabilitation?
He may not know the answer to that, Nicole. That's a
No,
legal.
I
That's
do.
a legal
I
thing.
do. I do know the answer, and she doesn't. It's a full dismissal. It's
Now, can I tell you something? I just had a conversation with a guy in North Carolina who told me the same exact thing you said.
Yeah.
And, he called the other day, GL90, whatever it is. And you want to know what? It's not true. Okay, in North Carolina, you admit guilt, and then they give you a full dismissal after you admit guilt. But what Nicole's trying to get at is it's a conviction for immigration purposes, nevertheless. Now, I don't know for sure. I'm actually going to look up the accelerated, what is it called?
Rehabilitation.
Accelerated rehabilitation.
Really bad. You want to know what I'm looking up? Google. Google always knows
fantastic
everything.
tool.
It's a fantastic tool. Let's see what Google has to say about the accelerated. It's available to defendants and veterans who are charged with certain crimes if the court believes that those defendants will probably not commit crimes in the future. Defendants can ask, blah, blah, blah. When a defendant applies, the court file is sealed. If there are any victims of the crime, blah, blah, blah. This article goes on and doesn't give us the answer. I don't know how it's a pretrial diversion program then. Okay, fine. Then it's okay. If it's a pretrial diversion, then it's okay. Yes. So I take it back.
I do think that it would be safest, because different states handle pretrial diversion programs differently, to first do a request for a transcript of the proceedings to be absolutely certain that there was no point when she was required to admit guilt, because, as Brad pointed out, that would still be considered a conviction for immigration purposes. If not, if there was no point, then
Can I interrupt you? At that point, is it safer to wait the 5 years, or is it?
Well, this is the deal. If it is a true, and I don't know the answer because I'm not a criminal defense attorney in Connecticut. If it is a true pretrial diversion program, and she never went into court and admitted guilt, and no sentence was imposed, and they said, rather, you go through this program and we're going to drop all the charges, then safety, there is no such thing as safety. She doesn't have a deportable offense. So what your lawyer says is it's safer? No, it's safe today. It's safe in 5 years from today.
Exactly.
The real question is will she become a citizen? Well, she has to show 5 years good moral character. So if you file, assuming it's not a conviction for immigration purposes, if you file within this 5 years on a case that was ultimately dismissed, does that go towards good moral character? Sure. Can they use it to do anything bad to you? No. Can you have a bad day and still prove good moral character? Absolutely. You're allowed to have a bad day. So if it's truly a true pretrial diversion program where you never found guilty of anything, file your citizenship now. Worst, prove good moral character and you become a citizen. If you can't prove good moral character, nothing bad happens to you. So what happens? They denied you. Big deal. If, on the other hand, it's like the North Carolina statute, which also calls it a pretrial intervention program, but in North Carolina, because I actually had to do the research when I spoke to the guy, it's hard to do research and talk on the radio and also engineer a radio show, so I just can't do it all. So, you know who can? Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is able to do it.
She can do anything.
She can do anything. She's amazing. But nobody else seems to be able to. But, like, for instance, I spoke to this guy in North Carolina. In all seriousness, I spoke to this guy in North Carolina, and he says, his lawyer said all the charges were dismissed against him. And then I looked into the program, and I said, okay, let me see what this program is in North Carolina. I looked into it, and what happens is you go to court, and you plead guilty, and the judge says you're sentenced to 1 year in prison or whatever it is, whatever his sentence is, or probation, and you pay a fine. But after you pay this fine, and after you do your community service, as long as you go into this drug rehabilitation program, we're going to ultimately dismiss the charges against you. That is a conviction for immigration purposes.
Right.
So his lawyer gave him bad advice because you were found guilty, you paid a fine, you did a drug rehab, and now they dismissed the charges. Guess what? For that period of time, you were guilty until they dismissed the charges. That's a different story.
So at that point, is there? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to.
You would need to have a consultation, and I wish I knew more about the accelerated rehabilitation program in Connecticut, and I can give you the answer right off the top of my head, but I just don't know it. But I can find out very quickly. I just can't. It's hard for me to do it while I'm on the radio.
Okay.
All right, so hold on 1 second.
All right, once again, folks, you're in tune to the Brad and Squeeze Show, of course, with your hosts, Brad and Squeeze. And, of course, we now have our guest host for today, and her name is Nicole, not Nicola. All right, an associate attorney here at Spar and Bernstein. And we have little Nikki. How you doing?
Hey.
Okay, and we've got SMG. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing. All right. Let's get back to another call. All right. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. Brad, who would you like to go to?
Shay.
Shay. All right.
Shay.
Shay.
Hello.
Hi, Shay.
Hi. I'm calling regarding a immigration case. Been married for like about 3 years. Been to like interview like about 3 times, but still I haven't gotten like anything at all except for a work permit. But the thing is, my husband is living in Florida and I am living in Massachusetts. So regarding that sense that we're not living together, the immigration keeps like scheduling for interviews, and till now, I got a final letter saying that the case has been denied. So I just want to get some advice on that.
Okay, well, first of all, since you've already received a denial letter, it's really important that you come in person to see an attorney immediately, because when you do get a denial, you only have 30 days, or they'll give you 33 days if it was sent by mail, which they all are, to try to appeal. I'm guessing that the denial was of the I-130, which is your spouse's petition, and then based on the denial of that, they've also denied the I-485, which is your green card application.
Right, because, I think at this point it's probably like, I don't know, I'm assuming it's like a trial because they've sent a letter saying that, because I came here on a F1 visa, which was up like maybe like a year ago or so. So they sent a letter based on that saying that I've overstayed. So now I'm currently waiting like on a date to go before a judge.
Okay, so you've been sent a notice to appear to see an immigration judge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so you'll definitely need to see an attorney. You can, during the process before the immigration judge, still appeal the I-130 determination. You can also restart an I-130, and you'll have to let the judge know what's going on with the case and provide proof of what you're doing to try to pursue the case with your husband. But it's really imperative at this point that you have an in-person consultation and you bring all of the documents regarding the decisions on the case and the notice to appear.
Okay, so the fact that the case has been denied, and the letter that I'm supposed to be appearing before the judge has to do with my F1 visa and not my marriage-based AOS. Will it affect? Like, because I have a child, will it affect that child?
Where was your child born?
He was born here.
So your child's a U.S.
So you're a
citizen,
citizen.
so your
Okay.
child cannot be deported. But the reason the notice to appear is mentioning the fact that you've overstayed your status is because you haven't done something to adjust your status. So if during proceedings you are able to get either the I-130 decision appealed and then changed to an approval, or if you reapply with the I-130 and it's approved, then that is a form of relief during removal proceedings where the judge can either terminate the case so that you can go for your adjustment of status, which is your green card, or can hold a hearing, him or herself, in court regarding the green card. So yes, of course, they're going to mention the fact that you've overstayed your time, but the question now is, what can you do to defend yourself against removal? And that is one of those ways would be based on your marriage. So I would, like I said, immediately
appointment.
come in, make an
Yeah.
appointment, bring all the documentation you received from the court and from USCIS.
I would just, why don't you just hold, all right? And we'll set up an appointment for you to come in because you don't want to handle this independently, all right?
Okay.
Just hold on. All right. Once again, folks, the number here is 1-800-529-5465. This is the part where you push the hold button, Brad.
Brad is
Okay.
pretty engaged.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Found that button? HOLD? All right, and then let's go to another call. This is the part where you push Vanessa. All right, let's go to Vanessa. Thank you so much for tuning into the Brad and Squeeze show. It seems like it's the Squeeze and Nicole show right now. All right, hello there, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm okay.
Very good. Sorry you've been waiting 4 minutes and 57 seconds, but we're ready for you now. Nicole is ready to answer your immigration question. What is it?
Okay. I came in on a visitor's visa, and I traveled with my dad. He's a green card holder. We use the same I-94 form, and now that I'm married and my husband is filing for me, my dad doesn't know where he placed the I-94 form. So I'm wondering, how can I go about getting that, and do I really need it?
Okay, first of all, when you came in, did you have your own, you must have had your own passport because you entered on a B2
Yeah.
visa, whereas your dad entered on his green card, right?
Yes.
So your passport should have an entry stamp in it, and it should also have the copy of your visa. So that would be proof of how you entered the United States. Another thing that can be done is a Freedom of Information Act request through the Customs and Border Patrol to obtain a copy of the I-94. But your visa with the entry stamp should suffice as proof of your lawful admission to the United States.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you need, go on.
In regards to the filing process, I would also like to get some more information on that.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on hold, and we'll set up an appointment for you to actually speak with one of the attorneys. Remember, you can do your appointments over the phone, or you may come in, all right?
Okay.
All right. This is where you push the hold button again, Brad?
Oh,
Who
Brad.
are we talking to? Vanessa?
Yes, put her on hold.
Vanessa, did you get your questions answered?
She did, and she's going to.
Yes, I
book an
did.
appointment.
Okay, good. I'm back on the show now. Hold on one second.
All right.
Okay.
Once again, folks, welcome to the Brad and Squeeze Show. We've got our associate attorney, Nicole, here in studios.
She's a senior attorney, not an associate attorney.
Okay, I don't know the terms are on here. I'm calling her Nicole.
She's not. There's no.
All right, what do you want me to call her?
Her
a
name is
senior
Nicole.
associate.
She's a senior attorney.
Senior attorney.
Senior attorney.
We keep changing. Hold
It's
on.
not a keep changing it. She's always been that.
You know what? Okay, everybody stop. I'm just going to call her what I want to call her.
Everybody just makes
No,
up names for
stop,
her.
Stop.
Stop making up.
Stop.
It's not Nicole.
Maybe if you focus on the show.
I'm focusing on the
All right?
show. What
We
I am
would have a
doing
better
is
show.
I am engaging
No.
with my
What?
viewers.
No,
My
you're
viewers.
about to say it.
My viewers on Facebook.
Here's what.
It's called engagement.
Here's what.
It's called social media trading.
It's blowing off the show. I tell you what.
It's called blowing off the show.
I'm going to call her super lawyer Nicole.
Okay.
That's what I'll call her.
She is a super lawyer.
All
She
right,
was a
so
voted super
I
lawyer.
can call her that.
Yes.
Okay, so super lawyer Nicole. All right. All right. Let's get back to the calls. Let's go to Damien.
No. Brian. Join the show, Squeeze. Brian, how are you?
Hi,
Brian
you know
was who they told me to go to. Brian.
So much for the guy who was
Yep.
paying attention.
Brian,
hello, sir.
how are you?
I'm good.
What's happening?
I have a question regarding my wife. She has a green card several years ago, but she lost her green card because she didn't come back every 6 months in the U.S. Can she still get it back?
She lost her green card because she wasn't living in the United States. How long has she been out?
Because she's
How long
she's
has she been out?
2 years because she's studying in the Philippines. But currently she's a TN visa holder, but she because she is a naturalized Canadian and she is working as a nurse here in Michigan.
So
And
she.
she's
One second. She's in the Philippines studying, or she's working here in Michigan
currently she's working now as a nurse in
on the
in
NAFTA
Michigan.
on the NAFTA program.
on the NAFTA program.
So when did she?
But,
When did she leave the United States and give up her green card?
She left the U.S. in 2009, I think.
So that was
or
more than 2
2008.
years ago. So this is now going on
Several-
8 years ago. She's given up her green
Yeah.
card. She has to start again.
She has to start.
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, sir, if we are being sponsored by a company, are we going through the visa bulletin or
Yes,
on a visa center?
visa bulletin.
Okay,
You
we should rely on the visa bulletin.
Rely on the visa bulletin, correct. Hold on, you're going to need
Okay.
help, Brian. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I thought she was out for 2 years studying, and then I was thinking, okay, we can do an SB1 visa.
Right.
But that's not the case, Nicole. We have to, make sure we get the right facts to give the right information.
Yes.
Squeeze, tell me what you want me to do.
I want for you to go to the call that I wanted to take.
Damien?
Yes.
Damien.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
tuning in,
Good,
Damien.
yes, morning. Good afternoon. Sorry about that. I have a question here. I'm not a resident here, but my dad is a citizen. My mom is here. She's a resident, green card holder. My dad have family paper from 2013, and only thing we have gotten is to say that they have received the petition, and they will get back to us. I called them like 2 years back. They said by me, that was in January. They said by me I would hear something from them, which I don't hear anything. So I'm wondering what is going on. And the thing is about it is I cannot call because my dad he's a petition, so he have to do it. And every time I call, they cannot give me any information. They have to get approval from my dad, and I have to be where he is at to do it. So I'm not sure exactly what is going on with that. And it's like
That's the reason why I always say, if you can't afford it, get an attorney and let them deal with that issue and our problem.
Because it's getting way overboard, and it's from 2012.
What do you both suggest that he does?
Damien, I want to make sure I understood you correctly. Did you say that your daughter is a U.S. citizen and filed for you, or your dad is a
No,
U.S.
my dad.
Dad.
Well,
There's a visa bulletin.
right,
That's
that's
why
why.
you're not getting through, because
it's like
there's
a
a waiting list.
7-year wait.
There's a waiting list. There's nothing to do except wait. They're up to 2010.
Pardon me?
They're up to 2010. So you're on a waiting list.
No?
Yeah, you're on a waiting list. There's a waiting list. You have to go to Google and Google visa bulletin, and you'll see the waiting list.
Go that visa bulletin.
Yeah, you have a 3-year wait. Nobody passed you yet. You're on a waiting list.
But I still have 3 years to go.
At least, maybe more.
Right.
And then how are you getting your green card? You overstayed your time here. You're going to need a provisional waiver. Damien, these are situations.
I didn't have a green card. What happened? My dad had his ex-wife have filed for us, which they separated before. When I went, because I'm from Jamaica, so when I went to the embassy for an interview, everything went well. Only thing they asked for.
Damien, do you have a green card today?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm not a green
how
card
did you
holder.
enter
I'm
the
here
United States, Damien? You just answer my questions now. How did you? Because you're going to go on forever. How
By
did you?
a-
How
by a
did
visa.
you came on a visa?
By a
Guess
visa.
what? You've overstayed your time here. Have you overstayed
No,
your
I'm
time?
not overstayed. No,
you
no.
travel
I
back and
travel
forth.
forth meantime.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
meantime,
Don't
because
overstay.
my families are here.
Don't overstay. You got about another 3 years to wait.
Wow, all the way up 3 years.
Yes. And I would suggest you hire a lawyer, because if you don't even know that there's a visa bulletin, and you don't even know how long you're going to be waiting, and you're just going to be waiting forever, and you're going, wow, that's unbelievable to me, that sounds like, the next step would be is go hire a lawyer.
I've been waiting from 2012.
Go
May
hire a
2012,
lawyer,
was-
Damien, because you don't understand the visa bulletin, you don't understand what's going on. Hire a lawyer, please. Hold on.
Hire Spar and Bernstein.
Yes.
What part of that did I not say earlier? But Brad elongated.
It's 5 minutes to tell him he's on a visa waiting list.
But I said I answered the question before you guys answered it, and it wasn't even. I didn't give a legal answer. I just simply
I
said
didn't hear the first part of his question. I thought you guys were handling it, and then it just kept going on.
it was.
No.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get to Sandra.
Sandra, are you there?
Brad's got to select it first.
Oh.
Where's this guy today? Hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Sorry about the 5-minute wait, but we were busy, elongating a bit.
Do you see a check mark where to go? I mean, I'm happy to talk to
I
Sandra.
got some information while waiting because it's basically similar to what I'm asking about.
What?
Good.
Actually, my sister is living in the U.S. However, she's not. She came here on a visiting visa, right? But our father would like to file for her. I want to have an idea how long that would take.
7, 8 years if she's single, 10 plus years if she's not.
Yeah.
8 years. Oh.
We're getting a lot of that.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Do remember that we are also on social media, so if you do get on it, remember to share our pages. David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook, Law Office at Spar and Bernstein, also on Facebook, and YouTube, it's Law Office at Spar and Bernstein. Spar Bernstein on Periscope, which has Mr. Bernstein's attention. Let's go to another call, and I do believe we are going to
Tanya.
Tanya.
Hi, guys. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Tanya.
Okay, my question is this. I want to adjust my status, right? But I have a daughter, she's in Jamaica, and she visits on summertime. So I'm wondering if I could just,
How old's your daughter? How old is your daughter?
She's 8 years old.
So if she comes up to visit and you're having her visit, and you're a citizen?
No.
You're a resident?
No, I'm just gonna adjust my status.
How are you adjusting your status?
Through marriage.
Okay, so if she comes up as a visitor and she stays 90 days, your husband can file an adjustment for her too, and she can stay here.
So do I have to do both our paperwork at the same time?
No.
Or I can do mine and then do hers after?
Correct. You can do yours and then do hers after.
So one more thing. When I'm going for my interview, does she have to come?
Only if she's here and she's been called in for an interview. I mean, if the paperwork was only for you, then she's not going to have an interview. But if, she happens to be here and she has been filed for, she will get an interview notice as well. However, interviews with children are a lot different. They're asked very simple questions about who they live with and who the petitioner is. It's not as intensive as it is with with an adult.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you. And by the way, before you go, you may need some help with this, so we're going to put you on hold to see if you want to book an appointment, all right?
She doesn't want the appointment.
Did you
She
hang
thinks
up
she
on
can
her?
do it. No, she hung
It
up on
didn't
her.
make that sound, the doo-doo.
Yeah. So she didn't hang up. So Brad,
You hung
you
up
know
on
what
her?
you're doing?
Brad,
You're
you okay
lying.
today?
I'm going to use a layman's term for lying.
Brad has,
You hung up on
a
her.
mischievous look on his
I
face.
am not a liar.
He hung up.
I am not
I'm
a
trying to get
liar.
the lady an appointment.
I'm
You
not
know,
a
he's
liar.
over here
I'm a lawyer. How dare you call me a liar? I'm a lawyer.
You know? Anyway, you may pick another call before we get to what's on Little Nicky's mind. And then later on, we're going to take social media questions on the social media check-in. All right?
I was just letting Nicole do. I didn't want to. You know what's so funny, SMG?
Oh, God.
Okay,
What did I
when
say?
I get involved in a show, Squeeze lambasts me. You talk over everybody. You take over the show. You don't let anybody else talk. La 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 la. Blah 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 blah. So I come in to say, I say, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back today. I'm gonna let everybody else do it. And now Squeeze is like, what's wrong with you? How come you're not doing anything?
Well,
How come
you went from one extreme to the other.
That's right.
Got to find the perfect
No,
balance.
there is no balance. You go one extreme or the other.
It's a
That's how it
spectrum.
works.
It's a spectrum.
No, there's no spectrum. You're either in the North Pole or you're in the South Pole. You're not on the equator.
Okay, in response to that, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, the only reason why I tried to get Brad into the show is because we needed someone to put the calls on the air and take the calls off the air. Other than that, I would not even have a conversation with
You
him.
just wanted me to engineer the thing.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
What would you like? Little Nicky, what's on your mind?
We're just all over the place.
Yeah,
What's on your mind, Little Nicky?
I wasn't prepared yet.
You're not prepared yet.
Damn.
By the way,
Michelle Obama, what is on your mind?
I just saw a picture of her actually on Instagram.
Yeah, what's she
Holding
doing
a
these
shirt,
days?
holding a shirt that
They're
says.
they're going partying all over the place, right? Where are they partying this time?
It just says they're just holding a shirt. It says Queens are born in November.
Right, with the I love. With
That's
the,
Photoshop.
I think queens are born in
It
February.
is Photoshop. Have you seen the mural of her in Chicago, as an
Yeah.
Egyptian
Queen.
queen?
Yeah, I
It's
saw it.
beautiful.
No.
You should look it up.
let me put you all on the spot before we get back to immigration question. 5 seconds. If you had to vote for someone for president, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, who would you vote for?
Michelle Obama.
Only one answer. Everybody is pleading the fifth.
I have no problem saying my answer. But she said she would never run, so,
Yeah, she said she wouldn't run,
so it's out of the question.
Y'all didn't answer.
I don't know what she stands for, to tell you the
Right.
truth, and I don't know what type of leader she is, although I know she was a fabulous first lady.
And also a great attorney.
I agree with that.
Right. So I don't know. It's like the jury is out on her.
Right.
You know, how would she be as a candidate? I have no idea. You know, she's an appealing person. She's an appealing personality, an attractive person to look at, and she's obviously very smart, intelligent, and How does that translate to being a politician? I don't know. How does it translate
No
to
one
getting
knew
my
what Trump
to
stood
earning
for,
my
and he won.
vote? To earning my vote, I don't know.
Yesterday you said.
What?
Yesterday you said no one knew what Trump stood for, and that's why he won.
That is true.
I was just
That's
about to say.
exactly-
Yes,
that is-
I was
that
just
is-
about to say that.
But that is exactly true.
And that's why I think Michelle would win.
You didn't. That's not what Squeeze asked you.
Right.
You didn't say, "Will Michelle win?"
No, I never said
You
that.
Who would you
said,
vote for?
"Who would you vote for?"
I would-
I can't vote for somebody who I don't know what they stand for. I'm not
think
like the mass.
I think
I'm
I
not
have
the
an idea.
mass of people who randomly vote because they like how he sounds.
What about
You know what?
But
Do you know how many people voted for Trump because I like how he sounds?
But
What do
do
you
you-
mean you like how he sounds? You have no,
But do you
come on.
know? But do you know what Hillary stands for?
Yeah.
And she's an honest person.
No, she's not. I don't. Well, I don't know many politicians who are honest people.
I think that's what Michelle stands for. Seen her
But
position.
I knew where she stood on things.
Well, at least you do know. Well, you don't know. So you'd rather vote for someone knowing where they stand than someone who doesn't know where they stand.
Correct. Because I don't know what I'm getting.
Okay.
Right. Like in other words,
So
would
you
you,
vote- so-
would you
so-
rather? Would you rather
Did
go?
you vote for Donald Trump?
No.
Okay.
Would you rather? Would you?
You're stepping all over yourself, then, man.
No, I'd rather vote for somebody who knows where they stand. Donald Trump doesn't. We didn't know where Donald Trump stood on
Oh, you
anything.
didn't?
No.
After all of that, after
No,
all he went through.
the only thing we knew was Mexicans are rapists. And by the way, everything he said.
Grab women by a specific part of
Right,
the anatomy.
right.
You know.
But the point is that he never had a voting record. He never had to stand up and say, "I'm putting my reputation and my name behind this." He was able to get up and say whatever the hell he wanted because there was nobody there to look at his record and say, "Hey, Donald, that's not true. And this year you did this, and then this year you did that." Versus all the other congressmen, all the other senators who had to take positions, or even governors who took positions and did something in government and took a position on things and took votes on things.
Right. It's very easy to say that you believe in one thing or the other.
That's
when,
right.
When you have no responsibility for it. And now, obviously, he's doing a lot of
Per-
things
per-
against.
Perfect example. Why would you ever go bomb Syria? Boom, I bombed Syria.
Right.
We should get out of NATO. Oh, I love NATO. Oh,
Exactly.
you know what? I mean, I could go on and on and on and on.
He's not switching on one thing though.
On immigration.
It's screw all the immigrants.
That is very true.
So
That is
you know,
very true.
and that's the
The
reason
one
why
thing- the only
everyone
thing-
should
the only
at
thing-
least he's standing his ground with that.'s not flip flopping.
The only thing that, right, and by the way, he's in the process of hiring 10,000 people. And those 10,000 people are not going to be,
it's to actually help him kick out
are going to be
specific
for
immigrants.
kicking
Yeah.
people out. It's not to sit there and review forms and give people benefits. Okay, so that's the one thing he is doing. Everything else he's flopped or flipped or flip-flopped. He's turned that little toupee upside down.
Like my segue, I don't think he has a toupee.
I don't know what he's got. But he's got something.
He's got too
He's
much
got-
money for a toupee.
He's got
Probably
something
get
going there.
plugs.
He's got something going there.
All right. Okay. All right. So once again, folks, back to the show.
Like they say now, the what's his name? The guy from Shark Tank who owns the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. Funny
He's
guy.
he's gonna run for president. I don't know what the hell he stands for either. Why would I vote for him? He has no voting record. Why don't we do this the regular way and show, you know what? I'm a politician. I've done this. I have participated in government. What is this thing that all of a sudden you're a billionaire and that
America, man.
that
Anybody?
and you're a billionaire and now that entitles you to be president of the United States?
Let me
Welcome
explain
to
it to you.
America.
It's called the American.
No, it's not called American Dream because
what it's
for
called.
250 years,
It's called freedom.
For 250 years, billionaires weren't entitled to become.
Precisely.
Did Rockefeller run for president?
What you want-
Did Henry Ford run for president?
So
did,
you should go with the herd.
Rothschild.
Did Rothschild run for president?
Should you-
Did Bill Gates run for president?
should go with
Did
the herd.
Carnegie run for president?
Should you go with the herd? You don't necessarily have to vote for someone because they've been a politician
Give me a
before.
break.
But not because Trump
Just
screwed it
because,
up.
just because he
You know?
just because he inherited $1 million in 1972, that's worth $10 million.
That has nothing to do with him becoming president.
And you can with $10 million, you can put your hand over your head, buy any piece of property in New York City, and it's worth more money in 30 years. That doesn't entitle him to be the president of the United States. It doesn't make him the smartest man in the world,
So let's not talk about Donald Trump. Let's say we find someone.
right?
Let's say we find someone who is a good, upstanding
Give me a
citizen.
break. Give me a break.
They're not a
And-
politician.
and-
You're saying
and-
that
and-
we should not vote for that person?
Let's go. No, he shouldn't.
Let's
A
go
good,
to the
upstanding
immigration
citizen?
question.
No.
We shouldn't?
No.
Let's-
And what,
That is not Donald
and
Trump,
quite frankly,
but it's someone who
and
is
quite
very
frankly,
good, has helped our society, has helped a lot of people. Just because they're not a politician,
Well,
they should not run.
but that's not Donald Trump.
Let me
And that's
ask
not
you
Mark
something.
Cuban. And that's not, and.
Let me ask you something.
Maybe or maybe not, that's Michelle
Let me
Obama.
ask you
Maybe or
something.
maybe not.
Was Ronald Reagan a politician?
Yes, he was the governor of California.
What was he? Well, he was also.
He was the governor of
That's before.
California.
Yeah, you're right about that.
He was the governor of
So
California.
you're saying you have to have a political experience before you become
I
president.
would think so, because you got to know where you
You
stand.
got to say that's an opinion,
You got to know where you stand.
okay? Because that's what makes America so great.
And Lisa Bling
That's like
Rose.
someone is saying,
Lisa Bling
by
Rose.
the way, Brad, you can only see this much amount of clients this year. You want to know why? Because that's the reason for America.
Right. And you want to know what
Freedom.
Lisa Bling Rose says?
It's freedom.
Lisa Bling Rose says I should
All right,
run for
let the
president.
people
I don't,
decide.
I don't deserve
Democracy.
to be. I don't deserve to be
The
president
people
either. What did I
should
ever do to
decide
deserve
whether
to be
that
president?
comes
Nothing.
out this way. The people decide.
You do have a
Freedom.
law degree. A lot of people that have
Big
been
deal.
presidents have
Big
also
deal.
been lawyers.
3 years of school. That doesn't entitle me to become president of the United States.
You shouldn't break it down to just 3 years. It's intense.
Ask me if I vote
It's
for you.
hard to become a lawyer.
Not vote for me.
You didn't ask me.
Would you vote for me?
No, too late. You can't ask me again.
Right, would you vote? Because you don't even know where I stand on any of the issues.
You're absolutely right. I don't know.
I know where you stand on a couple.
Yeah, actually, I have actually 20 years of videos on
Your stance.
on my stance.
Well, we all
that is actually
we all
true.
heard your stance just now.
Yeah, right, right. I should be a congressman first.
You should.
All right, let's get back to questions here. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Nicole, I'm sorry I've got to suffer through all of this.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Say the least.
John.
John, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, what's up, man?
Listen, my son had a green card, and in 1988, he went to the military for 4 years, and when he came back, he became a drug addict. And he had problems with the law, and he was deported in 2000. What can I do to bring him back to the country?
If he was deported for drugs, that's a problem. It's hard to believe that a guy honorably serves his country, maybe even went to war, and has a drug problem, and gets deported for it. I think that's pretty sad. Were you a citizen before he was 18, or was his mom a citizen before he was 18?
No.
No.
We became citizens after he was 18.
Yeah. I don't know what there is to do for him without looking into his record. I would say it looks bleak if he was deported for drugs, though. But you may want to come in to have us take a look at it.
No, I don't have any records.
No, we would get the
can
records.
get them.
We'll get the records.
Uh-huh. Okay, then, well, I'll have to call back your office. I'll speak to my wife about it.
Okay, hold on.
Just hold the line. All right. Okay, once again, folks, this is the very interesting Brad and Squeeze show. It's been more squeeze today. Now Brad's finally getting into it. You want to continue that side of the room? We don't know what's on little Nicky's mind.
We don't know what's on little Nicky's mind. We have to tell Nicole about page 21.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting page 21. How
Right.
could I do that?
You want to know why? You know who also forgot about page 21 today? Mr. Kellier. Did Mr. Kellier?
You know what? He really did forget about page 21.
He forgot about page
All
21,
morning.
Mr. Kellier.
What's
All
page
morning.
21?
Mr. Kellier. Mr. Kellier, let me explain to you.
Yeah.
Without page 21, none of this happens.
None of this.
None of this
Absolutely
happens, Mr.
none of
Kellier.
it.
Don't take page 21
For granted.
which
Please
is
don't.
what he did today.
Yep.
And I am offended as a signatory of page 21.
Absolutely.
My signature is on that page.
And we don't
And
want to.
I am offended
Yep.
by Mr. Kellier that he would take page 21 and put it in such disregard to ignore it completely.
So what Kellier did then? You would say it would be negative, right?
Completely negative.
And we remove negative items, right?
That's right.
So it's no problem in removing a negative item,
Maybe
right?
USA Credit should remove Kellier. Maybe.
You know?
Nah, Zemar is integral. You need him. I love Zemar. That's why. I got love for him. He's like a brother
Yeah,
to me.
SMG.
says the guy who partied with him at Carnival this past weekend.
SMG.
That is
SMG.
like-
SMG. When your opinion matters, we'll ask.
Hey, I'm just here to give it either way, man.
Anyway,
You know,
ladies
just
and
here.
gentlemen, we're talking about negative items on one's report. You may want to reach out to, of course, USA Credit Repair, a.k.a. page 21. Call them now. The next 100 people, you are going to get the first month of your credit repair absolutely free. Okay? Just mention Kellier. All right? The first month absolutely free, but you've got to call 1-800, Brad, the rest of the number, 872
7177.
Wow. What's the number? Page 21?
1-800-872-7177.
1-800-USA-7177. Little Nicky has come alive. You don't want to know what little Nicky came into my office and said to me
When?
right
No.
before the show. You
What'd you
jumped
say?
Don't.
off the air.
Nothing.
Oh,
What'd you say?
yikes.
Off the
What
air.
did you say?
Yikes.
Oh my God.
Was it
Why you have
personal?
to say that?
We just speak the truth. on the show.
Damn.
All
Did
right.
she say, "Damn, Squeeze, you look good, fine"?
Had nothing
today"?
to do with me.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
Did she say, "Damn,
I
Squeeze,
said,
my
that's not
boss
my-
Brad looks fine today"?
I said, that's not my problem. That's
No?
Brad's
I was
problem.
thinking that.
Uh-oh. It's a
And then she
problem.
walked out of the office and said, thank you so much for helping, Squeeze. I'm like, it's not my company.
Thank you for helping. What?
Thank
Oh
you
my
for
God.
helping her
She
out.
said it, well, he just said it's not his problem. It's Brad's problem.
It's not a problem.
No
I'm
longer
not
a
sure
problem.
why
It's no-
Squeeze brought that up. I'm not sure at all.
Basically, one of
Squeeze likes to bring up like these not
Unnecessary.
unnecessary, like irrelevant things that make them relevant when they're really not relevant.
no, as a matter of fact, you find this. We need to clear this up though. A client came in and basically said, no, I don't have to pay a consultation fee.
Yeah.
So I
Because
told
they
I
know
told little
Squeeze, they're
Nicky
best
that
friends
no,
with
on
Squeeze.
the air and on Facebook, when we're on the show, we answer the questions absolutely free.
Correct.
You come into the law firm, you're coming in to see an attorney that went to law school, and I think there's a cost for all
Let me
of this.
let me
Yes.
let
All
me
that.
give you.
So
let
you
me-
may want to clear that
Let
up.
me give you the answer, little Nicky, to
I know the
everybody out
answer.
there. Okay, Squeeze's mom came in the other day. Squeeze's mom paid a consultation fee.
Better believe it.
Okay, so if Squeeze's mom is paying a consultation fee, all of Squeeze's best friends will
Have to
also
pay the
pay a
consultation
consultation
fee.
fee.
And even this person is paying a consultation fee, right in the left-hand corner. Right
Mr. Kellier?
No, that person.
Who is
right
that,
there.
Freddie?
No.
I can't see without my
Oh, wow.
glasses. Who is that?
That person, Jenny, is helping. All right, so,
All right.
So,
there it is. Page 21, brought to you by USA Credit Repair.
and not Kelly Air.
Not Kelly Air. Here for you today, there for you tomorrow. You have bad credit, poor credit, no credit at all. Give them a call. WeFixBadCredit.com if you want to Google them. Check them out. Cool new website, by the way. Check out their new website. I checked it out.
Like that,
Very
huh?
nice website. With a
US
lot.
Yep.
Yeah, and so WeFixBadCredit.com. They give you a 90-day money-back guarantee that if you do not get your credit up within 90 days, money back. If you get your credit up, you should be really happy that you paid them and your credit is better. And call
It's as simple as that.
Little Nicky, what's that number?
For USA Credit, 1-800-872-7177.
And who is USA Credit? They are proud sponsors?
Of the Brad and Squeeze Show.
Yes. Sometimes they're not so proud of our show, but for the most part, they're proud. Sometimes they're like, we're not so proud of this particular show.
Just say the name and number.
Right.
And what we
Ladies and gentlemen, all we can, and by the way, if you ever come to the law offices and you want to go across the street and see USA Credit Repair, you could.
Right.
Just happen to be 3 digits below 225. They're 222.
Just by coincidence.
That's my
Just by
birthday.
coincidence.
Yes, didn't work. It just worked out that way. All right, you ready for the speed round?
I am ready.
Do you know what the speed round is, Nicole?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to answer them or do you want me to?
Let's see.
How about both of you?
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see who can answer it faster. You want to have who gets the answer out first?
Today, I'm quite sure Nicole would win, seeing that,
I'm a little slow on the button today.
yeah,
I'm a little slow on the button.
yeah.
All right, you ready? Let's go.
I am ready. First question.
Yes!
Those
Aha, beat you.
those who are waiting on an approved U visa, can Donald Trump pass any executive order to affect their applications?
No.
Oh boy.
I
Mother's,
got you.
mother's filing for about 3 of her kids from 2009. She says only the petitions she get to sign papers left to sign the papers. I'm going verbatim here, and they have been signed and sent in. How long it takes to get through to the U.S.? Mother filing for 3 kids, 2009.
If they're unmarried, they should be here.
Filling
Wanna call
out
Spar and Bernstein, 1-800-LawLink.
filling out N400, 5-year history on international travel. If you don't have a record, how do you obtain it?
CBP FOIA.
Brad,
there-
you didn't even flinch.
Is there
My money
any,
is on Nicole.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
is there any chance for someone to get a green card who was convicted for sale of marijuana in the 5th degree
No.
in New York?
No.
No,
All right, here's one
unless
for
you
Brad.
vacate the conviction.
Here's one for Brad. Trick question. How much to retain you to get my 10-year green
$10
card?
million.
By the way, you got to call for the fees,
Yes,
folks.
yes.
You're not going to hear that over the radio for fees. 1-800-529-5465.
If you're in the U.S. for like 5 years and 1 day and got into a little trouble, but prior to my green card, it's less than 5 years, does it affect your citizenship?
What's a little trouble?
Doesn't say.
Yes.
My brother currently has DACA. He wants to marry his girlfriend, and they have a son together. They want to get married, but my brother was caught driving without a license when he was 14. Will it affect his adjustment of status?
No. It will affect it. You got to present the document, but it's not. He's going to get his green card.
What are some of the reasons they would not approve your I-130 if you overstay your F-1 visa?
You're a criminal. You've lied. You have drugs in your system when you take the medical exam.
Lying, same thing as misrepresentation.
Misrepresentation.
Right.
You have communicable diseases. You're going to be under
What's
the
considered
poverty.
communicable diseases? Because tuberculosis is communicable.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
You will be denied for tuberculosis, but then you have to take like a special X-ray to say that it's not communicable. Your particular tuberculosis.
okay.
What's considered drugs?
But herpes
Like
is communicable also.
Yes, but that's not on the list.
Okay, so there's a special list
of
of
diseases.
certain diseases that
Yeah.
you would not get into.
Correct.
And if you're on
Wow.
like pain
I'm learning
medication,
a lot
if you were
today.
if you were injured and you're on pain medication, would those drugs be considered? Like Percocets, anything like
That's
that?
not injury is not a communicable disease.
No, we're talking about drugs.
But
in
if
your system.
but if you're a drug abuser, you will be denied.
So so right, the medical will show Class A drug conditions, and that could be having drugs in your system, but you would have to disclose to the doctor when you're taking the exam that you're on certain prescribed medications, and then there would be an indication of that.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right, we are currently living here in the U.S. and currently being sponsored by a company through EB3. Does our waiting line would be in the visa bulletin or in the visa center process?
Visa bulletin.
Where? Okay.
Nikki, I'm a permanent resident over 6 months through marriage. Want to file for my son in Jamaica. Who's better to file for me? Or Mr. Wife, stepchild, or my wife, stepchild?
How old were you when you got how old was the kid when you got married? It's either it's the step parent filing or the natural parent filing. Is the
Right.
question.
I mean, if the child was under 18 when the marriage took place, it would be much faster if the step parents
The
filed.
U.S. citizen, whoever the U.S. citizen is. Right.
SMG?
My husband sponsored me and he lives in New York. I live in Trinidad and I'm currently waiting on my visa appointment. My priority date is October 13th, 2015. Can you tell me when my priority date will become current? How long will I have to wait for an interview?
I believe they're up to November 15th.
Keep going.
Is that true, Nicole, or you don't know?
For which?
F2A, I would assume.
Yeah, it's about 2 years.
I think it's November
yeah.
2015, but let me check right now.
While you check, want me to ask another one?
No, Google is going to tell me right now. They're July 5th. I was wrong. July 15th, 2015. So you're about 3 to 4 months away.
Okay. How long does it take to get back your answer from immigration if you're waiting on the 10-year green card?
This is the I-751, so it's going to be over a year.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Okay. If a woman marries a green card holder, how long will it take for her to get a work permit and social security number?
If you're marrying a green card holder, you can't put in your green
Adjustment.
card application at the same time. So basically, you have to wait until your spouse becomes a U.S. citizen to apply for your green card. It's only then, and 3 months after you've put in your I-485 green card application, to get the work permit.
Yeah, but I just want to clarify, you can get a green card even if your spouse doesn't become a citizen. You're just not adjusting your status here. If you've overstayed your
Right.
time, you're going to do a provisional waiver, go home and come back.
Okay.
So, but Nicole was answering a question about adjusting status and when you're going to get your work permit.
All right.
Once again, folks, you're in tune to the Brad and Squeeze Show. Do remember that you can ask your questions on social media. Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie. Facebook, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. YouTube, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. Periscope, Spar Bernstein. All right, we're going to be going back to the radio shortly. SMG, any more questions?
Yep. What's the right age a child can get married?
When they're mature enough to lead a married life. But I think it's 17.
There
Is
are
the
laws.
legal question. So what is the right for your particular child and what's the legal is 17, I believe.
It depends what state. In New York, you can actually get married younger than that
Oh, you
if your
can?
parents
Agreed.
sign off
Right.
on it.
Right.
Wow.
So it depends what state we're talking about, because
Wow.
each state will have a different
That's got to
rule.
change, that law.
Wow.
That law's got to change.
So like if it's like an
Wow.
arranged marriage,
Yeah.
then you can.
Wow.
Yeah, that law's got to
Oh.
change.
Are you kidding me?
That law's got to change.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
Yeah.
surprised
How-
or like?
how old is your daughter?
Wait, what do you?
Are you
How old is
kidding?
your daughter?
Well, she's 13 now.
Okay, my daughter's
She's
14.
gonna turn 14.
So I think
She's gonna turn 14 this year.
I can consent to her marriage now. She's 14.
Wow.
You can?
I think
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, tell me you wouldn't.
No, I would not.
Okay, thank you. All
To
right.
build a strong family, and you like the other family, and you like the guy. You know he's an upstanding citizen. You know he's a great guy.
Right.
Let her
But let me
fall in
ask you
love with
something.
whoever.
Wouldn't that be statutory rape if if someone.
What if no? Well, that's only if it's an older guy.
I'm
What if-
asking the attorneys here. That's what I'm asking.
What if-
I don't know.
If she get married, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, unless she marries like a 15-year-old guy, 14-year-old guy.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Because if she marries someone that is an
Older.
adult,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it would be statutory rape.
Yes,
But
I
if
guess.
he's
But
like
the parents have permission.
unless the guy's younger than her, he's a
So
13.
what? Is that in
I don't.
the
I don't.
law?
I don't. I
All
don't,
right,
I don't know. the
let's get
answers.
off of this.
I
Is
think
it
we need
hard
to bring
to
the
vac-
family law attorneys in here.
Is it hard
Yeah.
to vacate a conviction?
Yes.
The little trouble that guy mentioned before was the lowest level of felony, which is a marijuana possession, but he got it expunged.
Okay.
And would they allow you to join the military? I can repeat his earlier question because he's adding on to that.
What was the other question?
He said he's been in the U.S. for like 5 years and one day and got into a little trouble prior to getting his green card. Does it affect his citizenship? The little trouble was marijuana possession,
If he had marijuana possession and it was a felony,
and it was expunged.
it doesn't matter if it was expunged. He never deserved his green card in the first place, so he's got a big problem.
And would they allow him to join the military?
No, because he's got a big problem because he never deserved his green card in the first place. If that's the facts of the case.
Yeah. Give us a call, Bobby. 1-800-529-5465.
Just remind me that I got to get a big one too. I'm talking about a microphone, right there. That microphone there. Yeah, I need one of those.
Right.
You don't feel adequate with
No.
your microphone?
No, I don't.
It's something
You want a
less
bigger
than
mic?
adequate?
It's supposed to be the Brad and Squeeze show, and he's got a big microphone. I got a small microphone. How does that?
I wonder where we'd put it. You
You know what, though? With a bigger microphone, it hides more of your face. So you should both have smaller microphones.
So
everybody can see you.
The logical Nicole here. You know?
Do you know they
Pragmatic.
said
I like it.
Napoleon
Putting out the fire before it starts.
Napoleon had a big ego and he was a small little guy and I guess he had a height issue or bigness. So he would always wear big hats, to camouflage his. So maybe that's what I'm doing with this big microphone. You don't need it.
If a woman marries a U.S. citizen, how long would it take to get an SSI and a work permit?
And
A Social Security.
A Social Security number. Okay, you don't want SSI. You want a Social Security number. SSI is Social Security income.
Yeah.
You get the Social Security card after you've gotten the work permit, and the work permit comes 3 to 4 months from filing your adjustment of status application. You need to take your work permit with you to the Social Security Administration to request a Social Security card. By the way, I think it's worth just getting back to this issue about expungement. I can't tell you how many people come in here and they're like, well, I had my record expunged, so I should be fine. No, that's not the case. Expungement does not help for immigration. You need your case vacated. And sometimes it's very difficult, once a case has been expunged, because the record is actually destroyed, to go back and try to revive it somehow to get it vacated, which actually helps for your immigration.
Actually screws you more than helps you.
So do not, if somebody offers you expungement, that is not the way to go. That's going to be problematic for you.
Well, thank you, Nicole. How was the show today?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Thank you for coming.
You got a minute
Thank you
and a
for
half.
having
I
me.
have one more if you guys have time.
Quickly, yeah.
What's
Order
the,
your apple. I got 2 more.
what's the general waiting period for a
Apple
work
time.
permit and green card if you came on a K-1 visa? I came in August, got married in August to use. Okay.
Hey guys, can my husband, who is a citizen, file for my parents to come live with us?
No,
How long would it take that person to get a work permit and green card?
90 days.
My wife is a citizen. How long it takes if she filed for my son in Jamaica, who is less than 18 years old?
A year.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.